All right, guys, this video is on the introduction to chemistry and the five branches of chemistry. So let's take a look here. Okay, now what is chemistry? A lot of people are a little confused on what it is. Well, it deals with the elements, how the elements work with each other, and the things that you can form with these elements. Okay, so you have to think about it. There's a lot of reactions that can occur in the world, and we study them in chemistry. So just to give you an example, let's look here. Now, on the left side, there are these compounds. There's an arrow in the middle, and the right side, there's other compounds. On the left side, there are reactants. On the right side, they are products. So what happens is you have compounds here that are going under some kind of change, and the right side to form a new product. So for example, let's look at the last one here. It's a circle. On the right side of the arrow, it's no longer a circle. There is some kind of change that occurred. And chemistry studies the changes that these elements and or compounds undergo. Okay? So chemistry is a study of the composition and the changes that matter undergoes. Okay? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space, except for heat and light. Those are directly related to matter, but they are not matter. They do not take up space, okay? And you cannot put them in a jar and store them. Heat and light cannot be stored in a jar, so therefore it's not going to be considered matter. So think about that. Now let's look at the areas of study. So some of them are going to be foreign to you, but they're the areas of chemistry, and this is just to get you used to like what's out there. Okay. Okay. The first area is organic chemistry. It is defined as the study of all chemicals containing carbon. Okay. So let's take a look at these compounds right here. They'll have carbon in the middle, carbon in the middle, carbon in the middle. So these are organic molecules. Don't get confused with organic food. These are organic molecules because they have the carbon based. Okay, there's a whole course on just the carbon based molecules and the changes these guys undergo. Okay, so what is organic chemistry? They are long carbon chain molecules, and essentially an organic chemist might develop specific inhaler chemicals for athletes. Okay, that's something an organic chemist might do. Okay, they also may help develop new medicine compounds. So the organic chemists work closely with doctors and pharmacists to come up with new medicines, and pharmaceutical companies make them. Okay, so these things right here are something called functional groups. They are put on to the carbon backbones of the organic molecules. Okay, and they're called functional groups because they have specific properties. Okay, like you have an alcohol group here, you have your ammonium group right here, and you have different groups right here. There's different names for these. Okay. Okay, the next kind of area of study is inorganic chemistry. This is the class that you guys are in right now. So inorganic chemistry is the study of chemicals that in general do not contain carbon. Okay, so there's not going to be any carbon in these molecules. We will look at carbon for a little bit. We'll work with carbon, but we're not going to be building large organic molecules like organic chemistry. Okay, we're going to keep them simple. All right, so for example, MgO and NaF. So you have magnesium oxide and sodium fluoride. These are inorganic compounds. Now, an inorganic chemist might explain how a lack of calcium can affect the growth and repair of bones. That's something an organic chemist can look at. Okay. So here's some other examples of inorganic chemistry of KOH, KCl, and HCl. Okay, you have your acid, base, and salts. That's what we're going to be looking at. Okay, biochemistry is the study of the process that takes place in organisms. Okay, a biochemist might study how an energy used for the contraction of your muscles is produced and stored. Okay, Also, biochemists will look at Krebs cycles, photosynthesis, the Calvin cycle, food digestion, and muscle contraction. Okay, so some of these terms should look familiar to you, especially if you took biology. Okay, now the fourth one, which is my favorite, is called analytical chemistry, is the area of study that focuses on the composition of matter. We analyze. Okay, so a sample of blood, what is in it? We can analyze what's in it. Or a medicine, we can analyze what's in the medicine. Exactly, so we can figure out the exact elements that are in there. Okay. So an analytical chemist develops tests that detect or analyzes chemicals in the blood if given a sample. Okay, so what analytical chemistry or analytical chemists do is they use these machines right here. Okay, they're called HPLC machines or GC gas chromatography machines, which can determine, based on the state of the matter, what is inside it. Okay, there's a little bit of preparation that goes into it. You just don't put it in the machine and it kicks out an answer. There's a little bit of work involved. It's very tedious in a way to get the result. And you have to know Calculus 1 and Calculus 2. Okay, the last one is physical chemistry. Is the area that deals with the mechanism, the rate, and the energy transfer that occurs when matter undergoes a change. Okay. Now, physical chemistry, interesting course, but I really honestly didn't like it too much. It was basically physics plus chemistry. All right. Now, this chemist might focus on the factors affecting breathing rates during exercise. Okay. Now, there's something called the wave function. You study the waves. Okay, I don't want to get into it too much, but it is a fun class. It's a lot of work. But yes, it was one of the harder classes that I did take. Okay, there's a lot of information you need to know. All right, the last thing I wanted to go over was two topics. One is called pure, and the other is called applied chemistry. Okay, pure chemistry is the pursuit of chemical knowledge for its own sake. Okay, pure chemistry. For example, if we look at George Washington Carver, he looked at the peanut. He looked at all the chemical compounds that came out of the peanut. And he managed to come up with about 300 plus uses for a peanut, believe it or not. There's many, 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 many positive uses that a peanut can have. Peanuts are actually very good for you. Okay? And he figured this out. Now, this type of chemistry is just the fundamental testing of different chemicals to see what compounds form. Once the compounds are formed, they test them to see what types of applications they can be used for. Okay, that's pure chemistry. Now, the last one is applied chemistry. Applied chemistry is research that is directed towards a practical goal or application. Okay, so they're trying to figure out a cure for something, okay, or a treatment for something, okay. For example, finding the correct compound to help use in a necessary application, or finding a new aspirin that can lower blood pressure the same amount without taking as much. Okay? So, that's important to know. Applied chemistry is basically, looking to find a cure for something. So you're going in a different direction than pure chemistry. Now, 3 important reasons I like to tell all my classes why study chemistry. 1, you like science. Great. That's why you're here. Okay? Or credits to graduate high school or to learn about chemistry for college. Now, 3 important reasons why to study chemistry. Explaining the natural world. Okay? Understand why things happen. Okay? The ozone layer depleting, coral reefs depleting, okay? Preparing for a career. Now, chemistry is needed for doctors, nurses, engineers, all scientists. So if you plan on going that direction, you need to know chemistry, okay? And the last is being an informed citizen. to understand what's going on, what you're buying, what is it, what's in it, how does it work, acids, bases, pH low, pH high, what's going on out there, food, what's in food, what is that ingredient in your food used for. You learn that in chemistry. Okay, so it helps you really become a more informed citizen. People that don't understand chemistry really can't explain the natural world, and they can't prepare for a career in science. All right, even people that study gemstones or um, anything, they need to know what elements are present inside to understand and how to classify it and understand what the uses are for. Okay. All right, guys, I just wanted to stop there, give you a little introduction to the chemistry. There's a lot to do, but we're going to break it up into different parts. All right, later.